I'm here with Carin Hallerström from Unionen. And the first question that I'd like to ask you is, from a Swedish perspective, what is important about crowdsourcing and platform-based work?
Well, we see this as a very important area for us. It's something new. I mean, it has been going on for a few years, but we really need to be into these issues. We need to follow what's happening, and we need to make sure that the people working on those platforms also have good conditions. We have been working a lot earlier with temporary agency works and also self-employed members, and I think that we can do something in this area as well. And this is why it's so important to meet with you, and IG Metall has really been in the front line in these issues.
So you mentioned self-employed workers, and one of the things that we talk about in IG Metall, and one of the things that other workers' organizations have mentioned to us, is that we're starting to see crowdsourcing and platform-based work not as something necessarily new, but as a further development or an intersection of the flexibilization of work or the fissuring of work in combination with digitalization. And I know that Unionen has actually a big lead in terms of working with self-employed workers for a long time. Are there any models or lessons that you have learned from organizing self-employed workers that you think could be extended or applied or adopted for platform-based workers?
Well, I think that what is important is to be discussing their real problems. We have tried to offer for the self-employed people. We offer lawyers' advice. We offer different things that are really useful for them in their day-to-day life. And I think that would be something for the crowdworking also, to be able to find ideas and things to offer them. So I think what we can learn is that we should be open to what's happening and to meet this development.
As opposed to attempting to ban it.
Yes, that's true, because that's not really the Swedish way of doing it. We think that we need to be a part of the development. We need to follow what's happening and try to influence this as much as we can. And that is something that we can do also together, since the crowdworking is such an international issue.
So I know that that collective bargaining and collective agreements is very strong in Sweden, as in Germany, but perhaps more so. Do you imagine a day when unions or workers' organizations that organize platform-based workers can make collective agreements with platform operating companies?
I really hope so. I think that would be a very welcome development. I think that we need to be flexible when it comes to the agreements and the terms, maybe to see how can we adapt the collective agreements to work for small companies or self-employed, also for crowd workers. We need to be a bit innovative in this area, but I think that we will see agreements coming.
Good, thank you, Carin.